Can they not just be normal for one season from start to finish? Well, they probably could. But would you love them the same if they were normal? Yes! Yes, I would! And I wouldn't be losing my mind on a random Friday in May! Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 31 of the regular season, where the Astros lose 7-4 to the Chicago White Sox, in a game that the only way I can describe this is it's weird. It's really weird. Every time the Astros and White Sox seem to come across each other, it's weird. There are so many weird meetings between these two clubs throughout history, right? It's weird. Like, how would you describe two teams meeting each other in a World Series that every single game basically is decided in either the ninth inning or extra innings, and yet it is a 4-game sweep for one of them? It's weird. How would you describe it last season, where the Astros, who basically looked mid as hell all season long, get swept by the White Sox, everyone declares them long dead, and then they somehow from that go, hey fellas, what if we, weren't trash lit on fire inside of a dumpster, and then came out of it? It's weird. And how would you describe the Astros who this season look pretty good, going in there following a couple of feel-good games and getting absolutely clapped by the Chicago White Sox, including having their ace get lit up for 4 runs in the game, and then one of their better relievers over the past 2 seasons getting lit up for 3 late in the game? It's weird. But this is where I find my solace in all of this, which is a strange thing to do. Because I was sitting here huffing and puffing on the fact that the Astros give up 7 runs to the White Sox, thinking to myself, it's the freaking 2025 White Sox, which are as bad, if not worse statistically, than the 2024 White Sox that lost 121 games. I mean, by God, how many times this season have they even scored 7 runs? You'd be surprised. This is one of the weirdest statistics I have come across. It is more likely for the White Sox this season to win by either shutting out their opponent or beating them by 7 or more runs. They have done it 6 times. 6 times this season, the Chicago White Sox have either shut out their opponent in a win or beaten them by 7 runs. They are, for reference, 9-23 following tonight. They have only been shut out or lost by 7 runs 4 times this season, if I counted correctly. So it is more likely that a team that is just, picking the algae off the bottom of the fish tank to absolutely beat the ever-loving life out of a team than to get killed. Their wins this season are a 8-0 win over Milwaukee, a 10-3 win over the Athletics, a 3-0 win over Minnesota, an 8-4 win over Boston, an 11-1 win over Boston, a 9-0 win over Minnesota, an 8-1 win over LA, a 3-1 walk-off against Boston. By God, you gotta feel bad if you're the Boston Red Sox. And then tonight they win 7-4. That's really, really weird. And if I'm not mistaken, the losses that I count out for that, or by 7, is a 1-0 loss to Cleveland, 1-0 loss to LA, a 12-3 loss to the Athletics, good lord, an 8-0 loss to the Athletics again, and then a 10-3 loss. So, 5 times, opposed to they've done it 6. They're a terrible team. They're horrible. They're one of the most ghastly teams over the past 2 years. They're unfieldable. They're unwatchable. If you're the White Sox, you're probably giving the games away. Tickets to these games away. You're probably begging people to watch them. And yet it is more likely that they blow out a team than they get blown out. Which is, it's very interesting to me. They're a weird team. The Astros out-hit them tonight. That's a weird statistic. The Astros had a better expected batting average. That's a weird statistic. I'm not saying the Astros get a total pass for this game, because at the end of it, You should beat them. They're a terrible team. You had a really good performance out of Yainer Diaz. You had, if I'm not mistaken, a pair of hits out of your ninth hitter and Jake Myers, who is not really a ninth hitter, but c'est la vie. You should have won this game. You had 10 hits and you mustered 3 runs. That's not great. You had an expected batting average almost 10 points better than them. Over 10 points better than them. That's a weird game. So I can be upset that the Astros lost. But I think the extent of it is, hey, that's really weird. This is not a burn the place down. We have time for that. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen Sunday. I do know one thing that's going to happen Sunday, but I'll talk about that in a second. I don't know what's going to happen in either of those 2 games. I know what happened today. The Astros lost a very strange game to a very terrible and strange team. I'm not going to melt down because I don't think it warrants it. I think this is a game where the Astros, again, building themselves back up, have the opportunity to say, hey, that wasn't anything to be concerned about. That was just a weird, it happens game. You go out there and win tomorrow. You go out there and win Sunday. All is forgiven. All is forgotten. And we happily ride off with a series win over the White Sox, and the Astros continue on their winning ways. And we dust our hands of it. If you go out in the next 2 games and you get beaten both of them, and you fall below 500, and all of a sudden you've been swept by the White Sox in back-to-back seasons, before the All-Star break, then we might have another fun discussion and just talk about, hey guys, remember how last season you were mid and you decided not to blow it up and it kind of didn't help you? We're not having that conversation because that isn't here yet. But depending on the outcome of the next 2 games, it could be a topic for discussion. Now, the Astros play tomorrow at 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. I will be here after that. Sunday's game is at 2:10 Eastern as well. And it is the long-awaited return of the channel's golden boy. Lance McCullers is actually pitching again. I would not miss this for anything. We're going to stream at least McCullers' portion of the game. I have to be out of here later in the evening, so the video recap won't be till like very late Sunday night. I would not miss Lance McCullers finally his comeback after almost 3 full years for the world. So there's going to be a stream, at least for a portion of it. Who knows? Maybe it's a quick game, we dust our hands, and I'm here for the entirety of it. But at least for McCullers' portion, I am going to be here streaming it. Make sure to come in. Make sure to come talk about it. I'm super excited to see Lance McCullers pitch again. You might finally see me cry in a video. I'm not going to lie. That is how excited I am to finally see this player back. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.